We gave him an impossible task. John Wick. That's a John Wick reference. I'm here with the releasing tomorrow, so this video is probably not going to come out the day it releases, but I've got the drop Ultrasone Signature X. I've had that wallpaper in like prepared to be used for like 2 years, and I was never quite sure when to whip it out. Like, am I whipping out for something really bad, or something like really good, or something with toxic? I guess I'm gonna talk about Ultrasone for a minute before I get to the review, and actually I'm gonna stop the camera at some point because we gotta do some testing. But Ultrasone, and here's a normal stock pair of Ultrasones, have been like the black sheep of the audio world. Like, they almost have more of a stigma than Beats, and I'm not joking. If you know audio, and I tend to know audio, you know that Ultrasone tend to deliver a unique sound using unique methods. And I actually gave one a decent review a couple years back, and I was like, oh, I was astonished by one aspect of it. Was like, it grabbed me. And I put out the review, and I remember the hate comments. Because it was like I was like, Mein Kampf is my favorite bedtime story. I didn't say that. I just said I liked his Ultrasone headphone. But that was the sort of reaction that I got, was like this visceral fucking hatred. And I don't know if it deserved that. But fast forward to, like, I'm not joking you, a year and a half ago, so I just moved into the house. And this company, Antlion, you know, who sells the mod mic and the wireless mod mic, links to Antlion and the wireless mod mic, was like, hey, we partnered with a headphone company to combine our wireless mod mics and headphones. I'm like, great, who? And they're like, Ultrasone. And I went, okay. And they sent it to me a year and a half ago. And because of that original review I did where I gave the Ultrasone like a pass, I just sort of looked at these 580i's, and then I put them on the burning rig, and then I left them on the burning rig, then I put them on the side, and then I charged them the thing, and then a year and a half goes by. This is the first time they're appearing on camera. Because there's a thing about... I looked into Ultrasone recently, like when they told me this was coming out. I'm like, let me look at what they have. Ultrasone has some ridiculously high-end headphones, like thousands and thousands of dollars, like way up there. And I'm in, well, the $10 patronage chat. For those of you who don't know, for support me on $10 a month for Patreon subscribe star, you get into a chat with like 200 people. And those 200 people talk constantly about their headphone game and what they got and what the amps and headphones and headphones and headphones and headphones and headphones. Not one. Since the dawning of that chat, have I seen an Ultrasone headphone. Not one time. Not fucking singular time. Because I would remember. Because I know the brand and I know the stigma because of that other review. So it sort of throws me back when like a company that's into the gaming stuff, like Antlion Mod Mic stuff, is like, hey, we partnered with Ultrasone. So I ignored it. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. My contact at Drop was like, hey, we have this new Ultrasone collab. And I'm like, oh, I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. It's fine. And send them. And then I get the message, oh, by the way, we're probably releasing them November 17th or 16th, whatever fuck date's coming up. And, you know, you can be the first if you review it. And I'm like, all right. So they had like a day and a half on my burning rig, which is enough. It's 48 hours is plenty to like make sure everything's working. And now I'm going to sit here and tell you about them. First, I should probably tell you the price. Initial release, $250. Full-time price, once it's done after the initial release, of $300. That is not nothing. That's not like I just did the EPOS, the H3X, $80 headphone. Really well built, surprised me for a gaming headset how it sounds. A little boring in like the coloring and styling of it, but quality thing. So now you jack the price to $300, or $250, I should say. And I happen to have these for a year and a half, and I'm looking at them and going, are these the same? I don't think they're exact. I don't think that these are based on the 580i's, just simply because the cups are different. And this says S-Logic Plus, and this says S-Logic 3. If you want to know what S-Logic is, don't. Because the things that Ultrasone do boggle the fucking mind. Like, huh, did they cover this with a sheet of metal and make really small holes here? Yes, they did, John. Yes, John, they did. Why? Because Ultrasone is fucking crazy. I haven't taken the pads off this. I figured I'd save it for this part of the review. I brought a bunch of pads out because here's the thing. Of the Ultrasone headphones that I've listened to, and it's only been maybe 4 or 5 in my entire career, I like these the best. Because I trust drop enough to say, all right, this is like trying to win a NASCAR race with a Ford Pinto. You got to give it to someone with talent and skill. And even if they can't win the race, just the fact that it shows up on race day, looking the part, golf claps. So of the Ultrasones I've heard, including the one that's sitting right here, plugged into the fucking FIO K9, that's the ESS and that's the non-ESS. I have the dueling K9s. This one, better low end, different instrument presentation. This one's sort of like bland and weird. It's just weird. I can't even describe the sound. It's fucking weird. Sound demos, by the way, now available only privately. So for $5 a month on Patreon or Subscribestar, you get into the Telegram channel where I upload videos and you can watch and listen to whatever the fuck I feel like playing because there's no YouTube censors there. Or I should say my partner who uploads those videos is definitely not me. I would never even think about playing music without permission. But before we switch pads, before I stop this camera, there's a couple things I got to go over with you. These are $200 on Amazon right now. The Pro 580i's. And I don't fucking think they're worth $200. No Ultrasone has ever been worth this money. Now, coming out for $250, the Signature X, at least I can say this. It sounds better than like that one, which I'm basing all of this off of that one, even though it may not be the exact same model. I'm basing it off of that one because it's the only... You can't like reference this against another headphone. Again, it's like a NASCAR versus a Yugo that's a NASCAR now. So I got to reference it against another Ultrasone. And it's the best Ultrasone. It's got the most low end. It's got the widest sound stage. It doesn't sound like shit. I'm going to pull the pad off now. We're going to find out together what's happening. Oh, God. What the fuck is that? Are you witnessing this with me, ladies and gentlemen? So not only does it have the exact same bullshit under the thing. Wait a second. Is this the right side? And that's the right side. They've reversed the guard? Oh, God. Everything's gone to pot. So they reversed the slice in the guard. This is the Ultrasone. This is the drop Ultrasone. And instead of it just having squares of plastic, it now has deeper the same squares with something fabric behind it. And then there's like triangles. What the fuck? What is this? Here's the thing. I trust Drop to be a normal standard tuning house. They do a decent job. They've changed people, but 8XX, 6XX. I love all the old school Drop stuff. Really like it. This is an Ultrasone thing. Why are there magical triangles in the middle of this? Why? Is that a bass port? Why are there triangles on it? Under the metal. The build quality. Here's the thing also. I think this looks cheaper than the one from Drop. The actual Ultrasone one, it's the exact same design, like to the letter. But the finish on this one looks shiny and greasy, and I haven't used it or touched it, so it's not that. And also, I completely recognize this design. Hold on, let me see if I can still find it. If it's in here, here's the $200. It's the Tascam headphone. It's very hard to type over things. Also, this keyboard in real life is real hard to look at. There they are. Okay, they're still here. So, now, I don't want to say that, okay, well, they're using the same headband, but they're using nearly... Oh, come on. Is that the biggest picture you're going to fucking give me? Actually, this one's probably the best. Open a new tab. Oh, fucking Christ, that is little. All right, well, you can see it's essentially the same headband. And that's got a slightly different thing. That headphone's $17. I know, because I reviewed it. I owned a pair, a white pair of the Tascams for years. I wonder if I could even get the model number, like look up. The Tascam TH02s, yeah. So here, I'm going to copy this, and we're going to pop this into the Googles. Let's see what we got. Images. It's got to be a better image, right? B&H has it. Oh, there you go. That's a quality image. Yeah, so I'm gonna state on the record that is this to the letter. It's just that $17 headphone has a very similar. This is where it changes. It has this comes out and down. Unless here's the only possibility. Ultrasone had this design, and Tascam hired someone in China, and they copied it, completely copied it, including the texture with the L and everything, and is a complete copy. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. All right? But I'm just saying I noticed it because I've been doing this for a couple years now. Go away, Telegram. I do not need you right now. We need her because this is why I'm wearing the mask. The original Ultrasone, it's like, that's fine for like a $200 thing. They fold. The whole point of it is it's got a folding thing right there. It feels a little bit more quality than it would from a straight up Chinese. It feels better than the Tascam. The Tascam felt like eh. So this is a little bit better. The only other thing that throws me off, how does this one fold? How do you fold? Actually not as nice, even though your plastic is, all right. The only other thing that throws me off before I move on to actually doing testing, because I want to get the sound, I think I can get the sound better with pads. But these Ultrasones say made in Taiwan on a little sticker. And these have a bigger sticker, which I'm going to peel off just because I can. Can I peel this off? It's real hard. I just want to see if there's a made in Taiwan sticker underneath it, which would be fucking hilarious. Because this sticker says made in Germany. And I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I just don't. Maybe the drivers are made in Germany. That is all I will give you, Ultrasone. And this might not be a drop thing. This might be an Ultrasone thing. Maybe Ultrasone says, hey, drop, let's work together. Yeah, we're going to build them in Germany. So Germany. The voice gets real high-pitched. Because Ultrasone's German, sort of. But it's like, Chinese headbands from Taiwan previously, now here. I mean, maybe this bit was made in Germany. Although I think they would get the fabric straight, the pattern mores down. It isn't like dot, dot, dot. It goes dot, 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 then new dots appear, then new dots appear, then new dots appear. So someone didn't put it together 100%. It does have the drop logo there. Yeah, no, I don't know about that Ultrasone made. I don't know about a made in Germany. The drivers, maybe. This crazy fucking triangular shit, maybe. I want to still point out, these are still the best sounding Ultrasones I've heard. All right? Still the best ones. Because they actually have life to the music. They have bass. They have things that sound like a normal headphone. By the way, how extra is this fucking case? This, I would believe, is made in Germany. Like, this thing is like, it's a soft hard case with the logo and a signature thing in it that's metal. It's like, this is fucking nice. Are they YKK zippers? They're not. But like this automatically makes it like, oh, that's worth something. You can see how you put it down. All right. I'm going to do some pad swapping. I'm just going to shut the camera off, spend 10 minutes a pad, go through a bunch of songs. If I can find an improvement with these headphones on any of these, I brought 4 pads out. If you're first time at this channel, hello, I'm Zeos. I've been doing this a while. They're all completely out of order because it fell over, and I was like, oh God, so I had to shovel them back in there. So I found 4 pairs of matching pads. 1540s, which are Shures. These were the original ones from my Argons, which means they're ZMF ovals. These, which are from some Denon headphones, I believe. And these are like the Chinese copy of those. And then these are the Mod House Xenon protein leather. I'm gonna put all those on here and see what happens. Because these pads, the original pads that come with it, this is not a pad for a $300 headphone. The pads that are on this one are like rip-off Beyerdynamic pads, and they're a little bit more comfortable than this one. And as much as I like the sound quality of this headphone more, even with these shitty pads, unacceptable pads for a $300 headphone. So let's see if I can change them out and get even more out of this, because I think that's where Drop probably held back. If they would have put on custom pads, like the 8XX they needed those fucking thicker pads. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. What could happen? Welcome back. Every single pad improves them. The 4 pads are brought out at fucking random. Every single one of them is better than the stock pads. Sometimes by exponentially. And like I was okay. Because I forgot to mention it in the first half of this fucking video. One of the things that these have over that is a detachable cable. It is a locking 2.5 millimeter, which means you could probably get in there if you really want to get an extra cable. It comes with 3. So at least Drop is like, all right, we got to include 3. A coiled, which I hate this style of coiled where there's like 3 feet of non-coiled, into a permanent 1/4-inch adapter, which I guess if you're DJing, like it's gonna be a 1/4-inch adapter, that's fine. And you're gonna have coiled. I just would rather see like, I don't know, 10 inches of straight, then coiled and 10 inches of straight, not 3 feet of straight. I'm just using it here for this purpose. The other cable it comes with is a 3.5 millimeter. That's kind of jank, but I probably could get that straightened out with a little bit of heat and time and love. So yeah, they get just standard 3.5 millimeter, and then a very nice 3.5 millimeter in silver, ooh, with a microphone. If you want to plug this in, and then, you know, here's your microphone with the push button. And it's made out of like an IM cable, which is really, this is a nice cable. This is a nice cable. This is the cable I'd use. I'm just using this one because I'm on a desk with a 1/4-inch jack. But so it's nice. It comes with some options. Very few people are going to use this. The other black cable is kind of like, I'd rather just use the one with the mic. Now, holy shit. Do these sound like $300 headphones fucking now? Why does Drop do this to me? Why does Ultrasone do this to themselves? Why does any headphone company making fucking headphones fail at this aspect of it? Do you see my box? Yeah, I'm a YouTuber for 9 years, and I've been gathering those free pads off of things like ZMFs and buying. I bought a bunch of them too. The brainwave stuff. Then they started sending me them, and I'm like, oh, I have this one. I sell this one away. But the last step in a tuning of a headphone is the pads. And guess the fuck what? It's about 50% of the tune. All right? That's like tires on a sports car. Like, you can put as much horsepower as you want. If you're running 215s in the back, which is the width in millimeters, by the way, you're probably going to hit the gas, and it's going to go, and then just fly into a tree. You need some meaty, like 285s in the back with the fucking softest compact. Like, that's the final thing you do to your car to make it like the done car. And so these pads, which are these are the stock pads, which are like barely a 2-knuckle, which are very dense, but not comfortable memory foam. It's like they're very dense and very slow, but there's no thickness here. And if it was a monitoring headphone, I could say fine. But Drop has tuned these, and they say it. I have the temporary page up for them. The literally Drop plus Ultrasone Signature X. Bass is a big deal, especially in today's music. Many headphones boost bass, but the results can be subpar, all the way down to the subs. I don't know why I cut off there without a period. A collaboration with the innovative German brand. Innovative. I'll give them that. They innovate, usually with alien technology, but whatever. The there. A bass emphasized Harman curve. Here's the thing. Fuck everything this thing says right here. Fuck everything I said up to this point right now. With the right pads, which could be any of these pads, the comfort goes up twofold on all of them. Like even this one, which is a cheap fucking knockoff, not even memory foam. Just the fact that it's like got thickness, improved comfort and sound a little bit. Done. Then I went to the 1540 pads. These are off the Shure 1540s. These pads work on hardly anything. And I literally took them off the headphone, and without the camera running, I said, these 1540 pads are killing it. Because comfort was fucking phenomenal, and the sound cleared up. The bass was more punchy and tight. Everything got better with the 1540 pads. And then I moved over to these, the ZMF Ovals, which are a big wedge pad, which... Here's the thing, when you have a headphone it's like flat pad, you're that far away from the driver. And a lot of times if you start adding thickness to the pad, like an absurd amount of thickness to the pad, you get away from the driver and all of a sudden things start sounding wonky. Well, not in these. They want you to get as far the fuck away as you can because now you get more soundstage. The bass literally, I was like, oof. I oofed. I fucking oofed. I don't oof. I oofed on an Ultrasone. And then I went to these on the final set, these gigantic 4-knuckle spinner, massive goddamn Xenon pads from Modhouse. Check out the link below for the Modhouse pads. And I was expecting, because here's the thing, the volume of air in here affects the tuning. So we'll go from a real small hole, which I kind of liked it on, to this, which is still a small hole, but much more comfortable, to another small hole, to a bigger hole, to the biggest fucking hole. Your mom's hole is your mom after I'm done with her. That's what these pads are. And it still sounds amazing. If I had to pick, like the final one, it'd probably be the Ovals from ZMF, which I love that this cup is just universally accepting of all these giant fuck-off pads. Thank you, Ultrasone, for somehow getting that right. So, like, here's the thing. If they would have shipped me this headphone with these pads on it, with specifically like a big, these are these suedes, the big oval suedes from ZMF, which are not cheap pads. I think they're like 50, 60 bucks. But if these would have come on this headphone, I would have two. All right? Because it's a closeback. It's $300. The build is not quite like the greatest build on earth. A little sketch, I could even say. But it's got an interchangeable wire. And once these pads are on it, that extra bit of clamp, I should also point out, when I put these on the burner rig for 2 days, I put them on the burner rig over a block like that wide. I just stretched this out all the way and put it on the biggest fucking block because these are tight. These are tight boys. And I did my best to just give them hell for like 2.5 straight days like that. These get rather large also. But now with these on here, not just for comfort, but for sound. The bass is so punchy and tight. And I'm listening to Bank Soundtech, which is, yes, you're hearing that right. That is Sing Me Noel, the Christmas song, on Jamaican steel drums. Good luck finding high quality steel drum recordings. I fucking can't. I found one Christmas album. The internet, man. Like, Devilman Crybaby, it brought me back. This song is just not bother on an Ultrasone. Here, hold on. I just this is a $5 headphone now. All right, Paganini. There's space and air and warmth and directionality, and it's like, oh my God, you just throw. Oh, this is why I need companies like Drop to send me shit months and months and months before they send it out, so I can be like, hey, do this. Because now this is worth $300 fucking dollars. Did they tune it for this pad and then just not include it? Monster Magnet. Like, this is... I'm not going to mention Argons by name. But there's a similar amount of low end involved in this now. Maybe MMX 300 up there, the Bears. These are rock and fucking roll headphones now. throw these out. Consider these. Here's the thing. If you already own a bunch of pads, and honestly, it doesn't fucking matter what type. You can't get much more different than these 4 fucking pads. You got pleather, full locked-in pleather. You got suedes. You got 1540 pads, which uses really dense foam to block sound. And you got these cheap Chinese knockoff Denon pad. Every fucking one of these improved the way these headphones sound. Every single one of them. I haven't had to do this in a while. This is like, remember the Audio-Technica MX40s? Those were like an $80 headphone. And then I told you to spend $50 on pads and get another $30 wire. And people did it. People love that fucking headphone. Still one of my top rated videos of all time. Granted, this is a higher starting point, but this could be that. This is the 2022 equivalent of the M40X. And you literally, if you've made it to the end of this video from the beginning, you understand that. Because I started this video like, all right, Drop's coming out with this and like, well, actually, the watch on this side. Coming out with this video tomorrow. I'll get it done. I'll talk about Ultrasone, bullshit, and it'll be okay. And then when I only really started like listening, and I'm like, it's so close to good to great. It's just good. I don't want it to be good. And then we just start fucking with pads, and it angers me that this wasn't the default. Just fucking default to this. No one on earth would have a problem with Ultrasone if they all sounded like this. They'd be the rising star in the fucking industry. So what I'm going to tell you to do is consider, if you need a closed back with an oddly not German yet German headband and detachable wires that really don't matter because they're a weird plug. Although I think this is the same plug as Speak of the Devil M40X. M40, M50s. Don't those use locking 2.5s? Where's my babies? I didn't sell my M40Xs. Tell me I didn't sell them. Although I may have swapped them out with those, which I think are also using different pads. These Yamahas, HM5s. God, I remember too many fucking model names. Yeah, no, this pisses me off because it's like, it's right here. You could just send me a headphone. Pay me a living wage. I'll spend 2 days going through my box of fuckery. And when I find the pads they work best with, I'll send them to you. And you can have someone recreate them for their same densities and materials, because odds of you finding like specifically the same pad and being able to manufacture it is low. Call Deconi. Hey, Deconi, can we get a deal on like, I don't know, 4,000 of this pair of pads? And they'll be like, sure. That's months more work, but holy fuck the results. I actually love these headphones now. I actually love Ultrasone headphones. That isn't even like a joke. It should be a joke. There's a punchline somewhere in there. I just don't know where it is. Because these things, like there's a reason I didn't review them for a year and a half. You want to know the review of these? They're gay. They're gay. They're They're just a sound that doesn't even finish. Like they make sound, but it's just fucking weird. And these are the exact same metal thing with weird triangles that talk to space aliens. But once you encapsulate them in a fucking pad that actually gives the volume it needs, these fucking headphones kick ass. They kick ass and take names. If you want to hear them, check out the sound demos available to $5 patrons. And I get to play any songs I want, including Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Two Tribes, the Hibakusha remix. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would have brought these to Capital Audio Fest if I would have changed these pads and known they existed. It's just this immediate, forceful amount of sound with the bass and the width. The sound stage is like incredible. And they're not killing me. Like there was a little bit of killing me involved with the stock pads. A little bit of killing me, but I'm like, this is the best these headphones have ever sounded. It's the best headphones Ultrasone have ever sounded. So if you want to give Drop another try, because Drop has dropped the ball a few times, And I believe I'm recommending an ultrasound. That's what they look for babies and kidney stones. Ultrasone Signature X. Link in the description. I don't think they're going to sell out anytime soon. They'll sell out of the pads. And here's the thing. Like I said, I tried 4 random fuck-off pads, and they all improved it. So if you just happen to have any pad lying around, it'll probably make it sound better. I mean, look at the size. Just look at the size. How do they both fit on the same headphone? I guess this is a really small lip, and it makes the lip size the same. Yeah, that makes them. Actually, this has got a bigger fabric area than this one. So yeah, no. Links to all these. Links to this. Wallpaper in the Horde. Check out my IM channel, In-Ear Fetish, because of course it's called that. And yeah, Patreon subscribe so I see reviews early, participate in yard sales, hear sound demos, hear and see sound demos. Sound demos are now only there, so I don't have to worry about YouTube. And just fuck, man. Just fuck. Gives you the quote on the drop fucking thing. No, he said this. He said this. Just fuck. That's what Zeo said. So I'm going to put them away because I'll do the sound demo tomorrow. And apparently, once you put on pads that are great, the really nice case is fucking use. I mean, like, you know what? Wait. If I squish it. There we go. That did a thing. Up. I did a thing.